gun is as far as being innovative, using innovative tools, using the your definition of optimism. That's your definition of optimism. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, a
Mine
lot of
is
this.
I'm an indie that is that's staring down the barrel of the gun is as far as being innovative, using innovative tools, using the tools that I have access to try to make new music that's innovative, new styles, new genres, blending genres, but I'm
Yes.
trying to do it my way. At the end of the day, the system is what the system is. We're playing the game right now. I don't have time to get on the sideline. We in the game. The clock is running. It's a shot clock. We need to score. We need to put numbers on the board and keep the game. And while you
Right now, this guy, Push Art Rocky, he's seen. This is all right. Now, this is Timbaland's broadcast. This was from yesterday. I saw this was happening while it was on, and but you know, I caught it right at the beginning. So they were talking about a whole bunch of other stuff till they got to the meaty part, which we're going to be discussing the meaty part, which is when they finally just start discussing AI. All right, so that's what this conversation is going to be about. That's what this reaction is going to be about. I only saw a clip of this, which made me not want to go through the rest of it without recording it. So, again, this your man right here, Curtin ICE. This is Shades Radio YouTube channel, and we're continuing our discussion of AI and music, as we always do, because that's what this is all based on. Right? A lot of people have problems with AI music and AI tools in general. First of all, you got to keep in mind everybody's upset as if these tools are going to go away or something like that. So it's like you screaming and crying about what you don't want and this and that, but the tools are here and they're not going to go anywhere. None of the technology that has come out was rescinded. So like when Serato first came out, the DJs hated that. All right, but it didn't go anywhere. It just became more turntable oriented. And yes, we do now have a lot of DJs that can't DJ, right? They don't know the basics of DJing and stuff like that. But all those innovations and tools was left to the wayside anyway, over listening to rappers who can't really rap, right? Because we did that a long time ago. Y'all gave up listening to rappers who could actually rap a long time ago. And then y'all just got into vibes and whatever mixture of vocal sonics was coming out of somebody's mouth, whether it had made any sense or it was words or anything. Y'all just went with the vibes of it all and said, yes, this is going to be our new form of music. And then you let that happen. Then now you're mad that AI is a new tool that's being introduced. Right? You done left so much of the culture by the wayside so long ago that now this complaining and stuff to me just seems really desperate. It seems really personalized, where it's like, oh well, now it's affecting me, so now I regret it now because now it's affecting me. Y'all left so many of the elements of the culture behind that it's too late to be complaining. As far as I'm concerned, it's too late to be complaining. And not just that, it's like all the good reasons that you saw for this technology being replaced and replacing people and stuff like that, and or all the good reasons that you saw for the music to not be concerned with lyrics anymore and stuff like that. You just wanted to turn up and you wanted to, just have some turn up music and stuff like that. That same, those same things that you saw as, all right, well, this is a good reason to do it. Those same reasons, those same good reasons exist for some new technology. Now, like with AI, for instance, AI can cut the corner of doing this, that, and the third. You don't have to learn how to play a violin. You don't have to learn how to, produce a musical track. You don't have to learn how to do this. All right, because it's boiling it down to the basic elements of what's going on here. And this actually goes into a much bigger point, and I'm going to have to address this at some point, so I'm just going to address it a little bit here before we go into Timbaland and watch how the reaction is to him using AI music, right? Because that's what we're going to be going over right here. That's what we're going to be talking about, right? But the real thing is we're talking about jobs, and now the artists themselves, I guess the rappers or maybe even some of the producers, because Timbaland's a producer, but he doesn't seem to care. That, like, he wants to use the technology. All right, so some producers and some artists are upset because now they feel like their job is being taken, right? Or they feel like their music is not going to have as much value. But let's be for real. The amount of artists that you actually hear their music is a small percent of the artists that actually make music. Number one, because there's a lot of artists that just don't have a lot of social media play and stuff like that. So they could be a great artist, but you're never gonna hear them. So your qualm is not really with hearing great music, because you would search more if you wanted to just find great music. You're saying you're going to take down the quality of the music because it's taking out the people. No, that doesn't take out the quality of the music. There's a bunch of quality music out that's out right now that is way better than the music that you hear on the radio that's done by people, that's way more quality, but you'll never hear it because the social media presence is not there. So all we're really arguing about at the end of the day is what is considered to be popular music and what people can make money off of. That's just the little bit of ground that we're actually fighting on. We're not fighting on all the rest of this whole ground about the point of AI music, because every point that you bring up, you contradicted yourself back in the day off of something else. So it's like, oh, the AI is allowing people to make music that they wouldn't be able to make without it. Yeah, but that's what the regular studio musicians said about hip-hop producers. And then all those reasons why the hip-hop producers was like, nah, I can still do something extra once I get a technology in my hand, and I don't need to know how to play a saxophone or a trumpet or something like that. Right? Now we've just transitioned to the AI being in the position of the producer, but it's still not that, because the AI is not doing anything by itself. You could have all the knowledge in the world, but you're not going to do anything unless you have the impetus, drive, and direction to go in a certain mode, right? So the impetus, drive, and direction, that's the human quality that we're looking at. Because when we looked at all those rap records that didn't have live producers, like live musicians on them and stuff, are we saying that was bad music? No, because we all loved it. We went on from there, right? All right, look, I've done enough talking. And I might have confused you a little bit, but that's okay. We'll get into these points as they come up, and you'll see how they're relevant. All right, so let's go back to. Damn. See, I'm in a bad spot right here. I'm in a bad area, but let's go back to Timbaland and his discussion from yesterday, which is Saturday, the 7th. And he was talking about a whole bunch of stuff on his live stream, on his Let's Talk on Timbaland's YouTube channel. All right.
While you elder statesmen have the time to go in Congress and fight that fight, us young indie guys that's trying to get our artists broken and trying to get, awareness brought to our music, awareness brought to our new indie labels, XYZ, y'all fight on the sidelines, y'all deal with that on a day-to-day basis. We're using the technology that's in front of us to try to cut through and grab fans and grab engagement the best way we know how. It's too much time to be how to fix some that have been broken long before we got here.
If you know the system is broken and somebody come to you and she go, my name is Harriet Tubman. Y'all been slaves for a very long time. Guess what? Get free. And y'all say to me, how we gonna eat? How we gonna get clothes? How we gonna have houses? That's what y'all sound like to me. That's what y'all sound like to
See,
me.
this is theoretical.
We gotta rely on the slave master. He feeds us. He gives us clothes.
Come on, Guru.
See, young Guru is being very theoretical right now. He's being very hypothetical and with these type of comparisons, because that's not what we're. It's not no slave masters like that. Like the villains in all of this, if you want to talk about it, it's the artists themselves. All right, everybody on here, you know what I'm saying? Everybody on here, from Timbaland, the young guru, to the independent dude, to this other girl's about to speak. Look, everybody's at fault here. All right, everybody's a participant in all of the trash that has led to the possibility of there even being a computerized version of artist personas being able to be a thing. Like, if we was all into the, real esoteric, elemental styles of artistry and all that stuff, we only just wanted to see people live and have their real opinions and woo on all that stuff and hear the truth and all that stuff, music would have been a lot different from back in the day. But it progressively got to this point where we all contributed in it. So stop crying.
Yeah, bro, come on, man.
We're not in the
Come on, bro. You put it like that, man. You make us, man. You gonna make us turn to something else, man. Don't do that to us, man. Don't do that to us, goof. You got that? I'm like, God dang.
You get that? That's what it is.
Nah, it's the lemons to lemonade thing, bro. It's the lemons to lemon. Yo,
Y'all saying slavery exists. Deal with slavery because there's no other.
Yeah, see, I agree with this too. He's saying lemons to lemonade. Yes, that's where I'm at with it. Where I'm at with it is the technology is already here, so let's use it and master it, because it's not going anywhere. Like, that's where I started at the beginning. So all this crying and whining and complaining is not going to change the fact that the technology is going to be there. You're not, like, all this complaining is not going to stop that technology from existing. Just like when people cried and whined about Serato and whatever other, production software that was made back in the day. You could cry and whine about it, but it didn't go nowhere. You should see that by now. You know what I'm saying? But that goes back to the days of a 4-track. You know what I mean? When you had a 4-track and there were studio musicians, they played in sampling. That goes back to the days of, should you sample records or not? Come on, bro. We're like, how far we're past should we sample records or not? That's what this conversation is, though, when you're talking about AI and stuff like that.
The system that can exist, and I'm telling you, get the fuck free. Build your own shit. I'm Booker T. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I love what you said, but God damn, you making niggas mad.
Be mad.
Nah, you ain't making me mad.
but look. Okay, people.
And it might not even be you. You might gotta die on this hill.
Shit! So I gotta get more bullets.
Your children will be free.
Oh, God, that one will be sacrificed. Jay, he want me to die. He want me to go all the way out.
Building for my children.
All right, man, I'm here. I do get it. Y'all don't act like I don't get it. That's why we here. Free.
I'm willing to run into a burning building for my children. You right. Yes. My life,
I feel you.
I don't care. I got 4 children and a grandchildren. My life is already set. I got Grammys. I got records. Y'all gonna talk about it forever. But my children, they gonna be free.
So guess what? You need to be the one fighting. And you need to be letting us young guys go out here and try to get our Grammys, try to go out here and get our success. You need to be the one at Congress fighting every day, fam. We out here trying to get our wins, dog.
I got
you. Feel me?
I got
like, y'all the old heads. Y'all the NBA,
Damn.
you know what I'm saying? Y'all
Some
the
boy
NBA.
said we the old heads. But your guys are old.
Hey, clear the path for us. Clear the path for us.
Okay, James.
I want to see all y'all win. I love you more than you love yourself. I love you. I don't want you to be under his fucking boot. Fuck him.
That's
Who is him, dude?
Yeah, again.
The whole industry.
See, the system.
Yeah.
The system, no, bro.
I get what he
The
said.
whole thing.
Jane, what
The
you
whole
got to say?
thing. You can't even imagine that they took your imagination away. You can't even imagine a system without him.
See, that idea that the record industry is controlling shit now, come on, that's bullshit, bro. For a long time, the artists have been in control of this shit. The artists and the DJs, they was the ones in control of what people were hearing. We have program directors for radio stations and stuff like that, but artists are making their own music. They're making their own choices, and they made the choice to make dumbed down music. Right, that's artists making that choice to make dumbed down music. But first you could say yes, it was the record labels and da 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 da, but not anymore. The artists do that themselves. So come on, stop with the somebody's forcing me to be an asshole shit. Nobody's forcing you to be like to make this trash music. And now I'm not talking about Guru. I'm talking about these artists in general. Nobody's forcing them to make trash music. They're doing it on their own. You know what I'm saying? So that's bullshit.
Imagine it without him.
Damn.
I don't even know who him is, bro.
We talking about the system, man, system. They, you know how Khaled say they don't want us to eat. They don't want us to.
I don't even know
Fuck them. Fuck
they
they.
is, bro.
Fuck they.
Yeah, that's what he talking
Ain't
about.
no they.
Jane?
Ain't no
What's
they.
the worst? What's the worst you could do to me? Kill me? I already live
All right,
forever.
Guru,
I got a
chill, bro. Like
grandson.
he's trying to get
I already
viral.
live forever. My name is written in history forever.
Right,
if
chill.
it take me giving my life, I'm gonna run in the burning building for my son.
All right, chill,
What?
nigga.
You know what? I love
Every
it.
day, I'm gonna run in the burning building for a little dude in Newark, New Jersey that I know. Let alone my son.
Shout outs to the
I
Brick
love it.
City.
I
Let's
love
get
it.
real. I'm sorry.
I love it.
Again,
Shout outs to
again,
the Brick City.
Again, let's bring it back. It's all in love.
Yes,
Yeah,
chill,
no,
bro.
Calm down. It's all in love. I love y'all. But
Listen, I
I'm
love
being that
his
hype for a reason.
passion.
Bill.
I love the
Bill.
passion.
Jane?
But at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day,
Yes.
we're the same.
All right, cool.
Yes.
We're the same.
Is this about money? Is this about money? I can show you how to get money without the music business. You can get money doing a whole. If you tell me you made $1 million off of whatever Tim did for you, I can show you a whole bunch of places you can put that $1 million and it'll flip. It ain't about money. It's about human expression. It's about us being organic. It's about us not giving our shit over to computers. That's what it's about. I can show you how to flip that $1 million into $50 million in 2 years.
It
Jane,
ain't about money.
Yes.
you want to speak? Let the lady.
Speak, man. You gotta be more aggressive, bitch.
I'm
Like, god
patiently
damn.
waiting.
For what?
I'm patiently
The
waiting.
fuck?
I'm sorry. I didn't see you.
okay.
Go ahead.
That's okay. A lot of you don't know me. I am Jane Lee. They call me the Indie Mama.
That's right.
I represent thousands and thousands of independent artists, and I work with them every single day for
Tell them
free.
what?
So I love music, and I love the people that make it. I don't know what this conversation is about right now. I thought we were going to talk about AI. So, what is this conversation about? But if we're talking about money, Guru, I know you were talking about money, but really it's like, it's not even about the money. It's about the fact that we're conditioned to not value ourselves or our music. And we're so comfortable living in this area where we're just doing what we're told. And then we have to think of other ways, like building pipelines, like selling merch and building worlds and doing all of this other stuff. And we can't fight for ourselves and look, I started piano when I was 2.5 years old. By the age of 9, I was practicing 6 hours a day to play a Bach fugue. And I went on that stage and
Hold up, real quick. And people like to say, not to cut you off, but yes, to cut you off before you continue. Did you hear what she just said? How she just subtly put that in? I was training 6 hours today to learn how to play a Bach fugue. Right? Now what that means is, whatever the guy's name, Bach, the composer. And a fugue is a portion of a symphony. Right? So she was training, this sounds familiar, right? She was training to play a Bach fugue for 6 hours a day. So she was using she was training her brain, training her body, training her fingers to be able to play like Bach, right? And then people get mad at AI for doing the same thing. There can never be this whole thing of, oh, you trained off of my thing illegally and I want the money for it. Who charged that girl? Like, who's charging her for every time she plays, a song at a concert or whatever? Because she trained off of reading the music, the exact notes that Bach played, and she's playing the exact notes, and she's trying to play it the exact same way he's doing it. Artists have always done that from the beginning of time. So accusing AI of training their models off of other people is ridiculous. And I just wanted to bring that up before she continues. Okay, but do you get it? Like, come on.
did that. And to this day, I'm 44 years old. I have put in 30,000, 40,000 hours to perfect
Of training.
my craft.
Of training.
And here
off of
we
somebody
are,
else.
we are like talking about AI. We cannot fight it. We cannot fight against it. But however, we can be responsible. We can be responsible with the way that we use it. For you, for me, for all those other kids that are also practicing and producing or writing or playing that bass or whatever it is.
All right. I like her idea about being responsible with using stuff, and that's fine. It's just that have the artists up till now been responsible in the way that they put music out to the populace? Have the artists been responsible in the way that they put these ideas and vibrations out to the mass through social media and stuff like that? So artists themselves are not responsible people just per se, just because they're artists. And so we have the state of the music because of all of these gatekeepers and because of all of these people that, you know, co-signed, you know, and I have to break it down to simple levels because that's the only way you can really understand it. You know, I'll get complex on it as we go on, but just to break it down to simple levels, the simple point of it is a lot of artists, DJs, and the industry co-signed trash. The industry had its reasons for wanting trash out there in the community, prison pipelines and all that stuff. The artists had their own reasons for co-signing trash, which was to get money and to get popular and famous and get money, basically. So basically, because of money reasons at the root of all of this is why the music turned into what it is today. And it's not necessarily bad. I don't think music is at its worst right now. It was actually at its worst to me years ago when this first started happening. Like when the artists, like the rap music artists, stop paying attention to lyrics, which is the basis of rap music. So right, we go into, oh, what was this for? Da, da, da. When you look at the decline in hip hop, it's because of artists not paying attention to the core elements of the culture. Even outside of rapping, there's the DJs who didn't want to DJ. There's the fans who didn't want to accept the other elements of the culture. You have b-boying, graffiti, other, fashion, different other elements that were in a part of the culture, and people took it and went other directions with it.
I'm asking for clarity. I'm asking for transparency. I'm asking that us as creatives, we should be the first in line to advocate for one another and not be fighting against each other, because kind of we are right now.
That's part of the problem, though.
This is where
too much co-signing.
This is how we can do this. Why can't we get together and figure out a way to do this together?
Because people are greedy, all right? And certain artists want to be over other artists. That's the whole point the whole time. People don't want to be on the same level, right? The point is to be at a better level than everybody else so that you can have more than everybody. So that's the whole consumption process of popular music. It's to be the most popular, right? Now, when you have a community of culture that's just accepting of people's styles and contributions, that's more of like an underground scene. All right, that's more of like how it was on the underground. Like when we're in the underground scene, there's people are just all sitting and absorbing the culture and participating in the culture, not necessarily trying to be the star of the culture, which is what popular music is. See, what this is really turned into is really like, this is popular music's backlash or their reaction to AI music. Because in the regular world of music, 99% of the artists are never going to be famous. 99% of the artists, you're never going to hear their music. There's talented people everywhere, in every town. there's somebody that's talented, but we'll never hear their voice. That's why those America's Got Talent and stuff like that, when you're so surprised when some regular person comes up there and can sing really good. Them people exist all over the place, and we'll never hear them, and they'll never be popular, and you'll never get to enjoy the contributions that they made to the culture. Because all this talk and all this crying and all this reactions and all these emotions and stuff is coming because of popular music and social media music. Right? It's because their reaction to, oh, my piece of the pie is in jeopardy now because they found a way to replace me easily, and now I'm scared that my piece of the pie or my ability to become the most popular is in jeopardy right now. Okay.
You know, I'm just saying, like, I know we are all in this dogfight because everyone feels like they're competing against each other because there's no money. There's no money in streaming. So then we're taught, let's go somewhere else. Let's go do this. Let's go figure this out. Let's go to Patreon. Let's go to... Why don't we band together? Tim, you are so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
You are so powerful. You have a voice. You have a platform. Why can't we band together to make things fair? And in terms of AI and Suno, I know you said that you cannot prompt an artist. I went into Suno, I sat with you, and you taught me how to use Suno.
I can teach y'all how to do that too.
And I got off the
You have to wait
FaceTime
for
with you,
Timbaland.
and I was able to prompt it to sound like Chris Brown. I was able to prompt it, and if you, I know you were saying show me, I will show you how to do it. So if all of these artists are giving up their intellectual property for free,
Mm-hmm.
and people are monetizing and claiming it to be theirs, where is the integrity in music going to go?
Oh my God. Like how many times do we have to go over this? Where was the intellect, where was the creative integrity when she was copying Bach? When she was like, when that other guy that I showed you on the other video was copying Michael Jackson's voice? Like, where was the creative integrity then? Right? You're just mad that a computer can do it, the same thing that you were doing. But again, we can go, like, that's just automation. Like when a farmer was saying, this cotton gin is taking my job. Okay. When a factory worker was saying, this assembly line is taking my job, and none of y'all niggas cared. Y'all just bought the stuff off the factory because it was better, like it was produced maybe, you can't say necessarily in a higher quality, okay? But you could say it was completed faster and cheaper. Right? And that's what we have now. We have the automation of musical entertainment that y'all thought y'all would always have the monopoly on. Y'all always thought that this is always going to be an area where I could just go and make money and I'm going to be able to always have monopoly. There's other industries that have also suffered from automation. So this is just the next one. So cry as much as you want to and get as passionate as you want to, but understand the automation is not going anywhere, and you're just going to really just have to embrace it and utilize it. That's what this guy Rocky over there has been trying to say. All right, and that's what Timbaland's saying. He's saying no. Like, so you have two ends of the spectrum. Two different perspectives. The independent artist, Rocky, that nobody knows of, or blah, 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 whatever. He probably has a good following and da-da-da, and he does his thing, numbers on YouTube and wherever and stuff like that, but I've never seen him before, da-da-da, and most people probably haven't. You have him saying the same thing as Timbaland, a world-known artist, okay? A world-renowned artist that has made, I'm sure, Grammy award-winning material or huge hit songs and popular music and stuff like that. And they're both saying the same thing. Embrace the technology, stop crying, and let's get on with it. That's where we're at right now. Embrace the technology, accept the fact that it's going to be out here, enjoy the music, and then make something from there. The playing field has changed. The cotton gin exists, right? And some of y'all probably don't even get that reference because you never paid attention in school and stuff like that. But high-speed manufacturing exists. All right, so you're not gonna just stop it because you want to craft shit at your house. You can still craft shit at your house. You can still do that. You can still make stuff by hand and sell it to people. No one's gonna stop anybody from making any. Suno doesn't stop anybody from making music. AI doesn't stop anybody from. Continue to make your music. You're mad that there's more competition, though.
That's a good point.
And if we just sit here and let it happen, then we are a part of the problem. You cannot fight against AI, I get it. But we can fight to make it fair.
You mean fair?
That's true. I agree with you.
What does that mean? You could say that.
And like a lot of people are saying in the chat, it's too late. It's too late. That's
It's not. No,
fault.
it's not too late. It's never too late.
Not too late.
It's never too late.
That's
Rhetoric.
That's why we here.
That's
And
rhetoric.
That's why you a
I'm
great
gonna-
woman
I'm
to
gonna-
break
I'm
down
gonna
it
be
down.
right here with you,
That's rhetoric.
and I'm going to ask you, Tim.
Rhetoric just means that it's just meaningless words that people say, like that's common things to say. Like when he's saying you're right, she's not right, right? Because no, you're not gonna stop it. You're not gonna make it. What do you mean make it more fair? Make what more fair? The fact that you can't train a model. All of you artists do the same things. Y'all copy other artists to make your music. Every single one of you does it. It's just that we don't know who the person is that you trained it after. Because your rendition of it is not a one-to-one rendition. All of you do it though.
I'm going to ask you, as a part owner of Suno, to make it fair for us.
Hell yeah, I got you. That's why we here.
See, I didn't know they sold part of it to Timbaland. I didn't know he bought Suno. That's good. That was a good move though. So he has other motives and stuff too, but that's fine, you know. But as we see, money is still at the root of it.
Tim, that's all the people asking. That's all and sis, I don't mean to cut your wisdom, and I'm gonna
That's
shut
okay.
up after this. That's all the people asking, Tim. They coming in and be like, yo, fam.
Well, hold on.
I got a question.
Hold on. I'm not an owner now. Don't do that.
Ooh, see, ooh,
No, I'm saying
Don't do
it's
that.
not even
Because
owner.
ooh, see, misinformation.
Now.
Even if you're
But
not-
I got so can we
influence.
and in what ways? Like just brainstorming here.
In the ways that I can
And
step into
is
a
it
meeting,
is it only Suno
in the
or
ways
is
that I
it
can
is
step
it
into a meeting and say, this is what the people is asking for. I sat on a live and I had these many people. This woman is sitting here explaining to you what she's saying. She almost crying. And she's saying, I can't talk to the owner. Tim, you could talk to the owner. And if the owner come out and say, Tim talked to me and said this, then the people want this, then this is what we do. That's what she's saying.
And if it's not about Suno, Zaid, fine, we can't worry about everybody else. Right now, Zaid, Tim, you have a voice in Suno. We can't worry about everybody else. I'm asking you.
and so but that's what I'm asking, like, to encourage the brainstorming. Like, what does that look like? And you know what I'm saying? Because like, okay,
That looks like saying,
Yeah.
that looks like saying again, yo, you have this platform. People felt a certain way. Tim held, he felt enough for the culture. Let me bring it back to both people. Let me calm down. So it was enough to say that Tim felt enough for the culture that he went on live with Goo, who disagrees with him. And my concern is for us to see people build, but it's also to see everybody understand that, like, yo, stop shitting on Tim. But if Tim could take this back to the owner, and the owner looks at it and says, yo, my platform could embrace the people and do this, and these are the things, and he says, Tim, what do you want me to do? And now we all have 20 points that we give to Tim. This sister that's right here gives a point. Somebody else gives a point. It's for Tim to take it back to that person the same way people say to me, yo, Goo, I wish this happened with Jay, and I could take it back to Jay. That's what we asking for. We asking for Tim to respect people artistry and to respect them getting. We're not asking him to solve the problem.
Well, hold on. Now, okay, here's the thing, and I'm with you. Write down the points, but should I write down the points to give when they already in
You
talk?
might.
Hold on.
You
Listen.
might.
Hold on.
You might later-
Listen.
you might later look back
Hold
and
on.
record
But
and say,
hold on.
right,
Is it the point to go to the majors to ask them because they already in talks.
We being specific, Tim. We saying Sono.
Yeah, but Suno's in talks with the label, so it's going to be all come one. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
No,
Like,
that's
so what-
not what we asking. That's not what the sister asked. She's talking about a specific company that you were involved with.
Yes, but what I'm trying to tell you, they're in negotiations. So when I ask them these things, I'm trying to figure out what do you want me to ask them.
And she telling you the points that she wants you to. I said you may look at this back later. Listen to what the sister is saying. Nobody's saying that you can guarantee that all these.
No. I know that. I just want to know specifically.
She's saying bring the question up to him.
What is the question, Jay?
How do we fairly get paid? That's what.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like you said, by them, but that's what I'm saying. Universal and Sony are already in talks with them for that, right?
I know they are. They walk through Rock Nation too.
Exactly.
I know all the places. That's not what we talking about, Tim. We talk about you listening to this sister. Understand?
I know that part, and I'm going to do that part. But I'm saying I'm talking the bigger magnitude. Because what if he say, "Well, we already in talks with the labels," and I'd be like, "No, what can y'all do?" Correct?
And that's
Okay, so
something that
in
we
terms of
asking you
talks
to use
with
your
the
weight
label.
to put.
I'm with that, and I'm going to do that. That's what I'm saying.
One thing I hate is when people get on these internet shows. Like, you might as well just argue, bro, because yes, like, if you don't make your point is not going to be heard. And if you just sit there with a smug face thinking that, oh my God, they're ignoring me, just talk. Like, stop being so timid. Just fucking talk. Like, say your fucking point. That's the only reason why Guru's talking, is because niggas, he's talking over niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, just talk. Like, stop being scared to talk, man.
Specifically, I'm just getting.
Tim, I'm not attacking you.
You not. I'm just understanding. We trying to get a clarity of understanding. That's it.
Yeah, and I'm giving you the clarity.
And
No,
I
it
get
ain't,
now.
nigga.
I
Like,
get it.
damn, Guru.
Y'all talking over Jane, man.
Y'all ain't making no
Yes,
fucking points.
I get it. I completely get it. But I was just going for an overall view.
Okay.
That was it.
And I'm gonna let the sister talk, and then.
All right, yo,
talk
just
for
shut up,
herself.
man. Chill,
But
bro.
I'm trying to say it to you in a way that's clear. We not.
Bro, you reiterating too
I
much.
know that. Now I get
Damn, Guru.
All right.
The fuck?
it. Jane, back to you, baby girl.
Sorry, sis. Sorry.
That's okay.
Man, stop talking, bro.
The truth of the matter is that all of this, it represents a threat. It represents a threat that we have to really honestly take a look at. We can't just ignore it and say, this is technology. This is the way that it's going to move.
Specifics.
So we have to adapt to whatever it is. Okay?
Yeah, you
What
do.
we value the most from music is authenticity.
Not true.
It's human connection. It's creative control from the artists themselves, the creators themselves.
It's not true. It's just not true. People don't value authenticity. They value drama. What is she talking about right now? People don't value people to really be who they say they are. They want the fantasy. They want the extremes and the drama. That's where we're at right now.
And I know that you're saying that we have to embrace AI as a creative tool. But we have to admit that it can cheapen the music. It can reduce...
Artists cheapen the music. Artists themselves, like, so let's not get too carried away with ourselves. Artists have cheapened the music. DJs have cheapened the music. Producers have cheapened the music. All right. Y'all are the first ones that don't value the culture. The artists, the DJs, and the producers. Then, of course, the fans are right there right there with you. You know, and like, I don't agree with this whole idea of record companies anymore. Like, record companies don't exist like that no more. The music that people hear is the music that's straight from, like, the internet. And that music comes from anywhere. Like, that's mostly coming from independent artists, B. Like, the top people are, like, came out independently and stuff like that. And even if they were backed by a bigger artist and stuff like that, nobody was telling them what to say. All right. Certain stuff that they put out is getting better play and better distribution and better reception because of what it's saying. And then artists make the choice to make more music like that instead of other music that's not like that, because they want to make the popular stuff. That's what we're talking about.
Opportunities for real artists for the next generation and undermine the soul
I disagree with
of
that.
what music
I
is
disagree with
supposed
that.
to
I
be.
disagree with that. I disagree with
think
that.
it's gonna
I disagree with that.
undermine
I don't. Hey, look, no. Either you got a talent in music, it can help out to some people. It's like me. When I started off, I used different things to make, and people told me I wasn't a producer. And how I do it, but I'm like, and I proved them wrong. So some people got a gift at certain things. Like when Fruity Loops came out, I didn't like Fruity Loops.
No, Tim, stop, and I'm gonna stop the sister.
Let me just ask you a question.
I'm gonna stop the sister, and then sis, I'm gonna let you talk. But please, I'm defending you. When she said it cheapens the music, what she's saying is that yes, Tim, you put in your hours. So you talking about Fruity Loops? No. What she talking about is some little kid could come up and just go, okay, I'm going to take all of this that has existed, and now I'm on the same level as Timbaland, and I'm on the same level as somebody that sat down and spent the 20,000 hours learning how to play the violin. And now
Right. First of all, music is just music. All right. And what these artists like keep glossing over, what certain people are glossing over is just saying, if your stuff is good, people are going to hear it. No, they're not. Like, that's not how music is. That's not how popular music works. Popular music does not consist of the best music that's out. Like, the popular music is not, this is the best music that's out. This is the best music that exists. That's not what popular music is. Popular music is, this is the music that everybody exists and accepts as being good to listen to. That's what popular music is. And those opinions are created by social media and peer pressure and things like that. So even as you know, growing up in any genre, any era, the top 10 songs on the radio are not necessarily what you consider to be the top 10 songs in your life that you're existing to say. Like right now, whatever top 10 list of music that comes out, I'm sure I won't agree with any of it. I'm sure you probably won't agree with a lot of it either. That's not the popular music to you. So she's tripping.
I could just make this violin thing that sound the same. It's not the same, Tim. You can't say that. You can't say that.
Yeah, but
It's not the same. It's not
they're
the
not
same.
doing that though. They're not doing that though.
Yes,
Guru.
it is.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not.
I hear y'all because the reason why I'm listening to you because it can do that. The reason why I'm listening to you, Guru, because it can do that. I'm not gonna say it can't do that, but go ahead, Rocky.
Guru,
But I gotta agree with Rocky. It can't do that. But
Guru, we're
chill.
breezing past this. Like we're breezing past this point. Listen, just because you have access to a tool, don't mean you know how to twerk it like Timbaland know how to twerk it, or like another producer knows how to twerk it. Listen, I'm telling you now. I sat there. I have a gang of producers that have been dealing with Suno for the last month, and every day I get the phone call.
Y'all keep talking about Suno. I'm talking about AI in general.
Hold on.
oh, he talking about AI in general. He
Shut up.
talking about AI in
Let
general.
me finish, Guru. I'm just using this tool for an example, right? Just this tool. I'm talking about producers that can play everything from scratch, that can do everything that you're talking about. Them a producer for 20 years, since they was 6 and 7 and 10 years old. I'm talking about phenoms have called me and been like, bro, I can't get this shit to work. I've been up all night for 4 or 5 days. I cannot get this shit to work like this. I'm talking like, it's not that simple. Just like Fruity Loops, just like
I'm not saying that. You're missing the point.
Let me get my point across. Just because you know how to chop up music, do not mean you know how to make a sample that sound like Bink, fam.
I'm not saying that.
You know how to chop it up, don't mean you can make your shit sound like Bink.
And that's not what the
So
sister's
my
saying.
point is this: what the young lady said was, a kid could get a tool and it'll sound just like Timbaland. That's
They can.
you're
That's not what I
oversimplifying.
said.
You're
That's not what I
oversimplifying the
Not
use of AI.
oversimplification.
Okay, Guru, can we agree on one thing? Are you all oversimplifying the use of AI? Just because you can get in ChatGPT, you cannot prompt it and
Let me
operate
give
it
you
like
some
a
facts.
neurosurgeon
Let me give you
does.
some facts.
It doesn't. It's two different things.
I'll let y'all build for a second. So let me give you some real facts, bro. And I want you to complete your thing, but I'm about to squash everything you're saying. Okay. Einstein was 160 IQ, right? ChatGPT is 10 times smarter from 3.5 to 4.0. What that means is that the average human could never hit the 160 or 155 that Einstein was at. ChatGPT, when you go exponentially, will be at that next month. And we're going to double it again. Do you know what it means to go from...
I will say one thing. I do like the point that he's making about the exponential growth of AI technology. Yes, that's how it's been happening. It's been doing that in video, it's been doing that in graphics, visual graphics, and it's doing that with auditory sounds now with music and stuff as well. Right? Yes, the growth is exponential. That's why it's like you might as well don't listen to these other people tell you don't mess with AI. See, I'm trying to get y'all ahead of the curve right now. All right, a lot of y'all that are resistant, and I'm speaking a lot to a lot of these artists that I've known for years and stuff like that. I've known so many artists for years, right? And most of these artists that I've known are independent artists, right? They're underground artists. They're artists that you will never hear any of their music. These are artists that 99% of them are never going to be famous, right? So their music is never going to be widely distributed and widely consumed by masses of people like they wanted it to be when they were creating these original concepts in their head in their labs for hours and doing and struggling with putting sentences together or putting bars together, putting beats together. I've heard so many tracks that are dope, right? But they're old and you'll never hear them though. There's music from 20 years ago that's dope. It's all underground and you'll never hear it, right? But what I'm saying is, with these artists, instead of putting your whole old catalog back in the trash and just leaving it there and then just go and work at your 9-to-5 job and stuff like that and just forgetting about everything that you did, I'm saying this using AI technology is a way for you to revitalize all your old material. All your old catalog of all these thousands of songs that nobody will ever hear. Now is your chance to revitalize all that music using modern technology, right? So you can take all your old tracks, remix them, replay them, do all kinds of things to them. Build the track into something that it never could be because you didn't have the resources to do it back then, right? That's just like AI technology and AI upscaling and stuff like that can revitalize old movies and stuff. So stuff that was shot on a whack ass format, low lighting and all this stuff, I can use technology to upgrade the look of things that are done. These events are over. People in these videos might be dead. All right, but I can take and remaster that footage into 4K. You could do the same thing. You could remaster your auditory tracks into 4K by remixing them with new technology. That's what I've been trying to say to artists. This is going to give artists a whole new other bit of technology to use to upgrade the material. The only thing that it's jeopardizing or threatening is people's ability to just make popular music and get paid a lot of money from it because you're the only ones that can do it. That's the only thing that's going away. All right, but it's not going to stop creativity. What are you talking about? Did the 4-track stop creativity? Did the Serato stop creativity? Did Fruity Loops stop creativity? Did any of these technological? Did the DJ turntable? All right, a record player was a record player for years and years and years and years and years until hip hop DJ said, you know what? Because I can't afford all the music players and all that stuff on records to put stuff out, and like I can't afford a whole band and stuff like that, I can take samples off of this band and that band and play the hot parts and put it together and make one track from it. Did that stop creativity? Now, of course, all the guitarists and the bass players and the horn players, they were upset. But did that stop creativity? Did that stop them from playing a horn? Did that stop this little girl from learning how to play Bach on the piano? No, it didn't stop her. Hip hop was made 50 years ago. She's 44. So hip hop was already out when she was doing that. But are little kids not playing? You know, anybody that can still afford it, they're still playing instruments if they want to. And you can still do that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Moron to Einstein, who figured out, yo, we could take this thing of an atom and split. You talking about to me from right now. I'm telling you the difference between a 160 and a 155. In 1 year, this shit will be 10 times smarter than Einstein. Are you fucking kidding me?
I hear what you're saying.
No,
I totally understand.
I know. Listen to me. I can.
We
feed
are
the
oversimplifying
whole,
the use of
no.
this
Listen
tool.
to me. I can feed the whole of jazz music into ChatGPT, and in the next 2 months, any kid can sit down and write a prompt and be at a fucking
It ain't any kid,
300
though.
something IQ. It doesn't exist. You simply talking about what we did in the past, and I'm trying to tell you about these kids and what they about to go into.
The rhetoric.
Are you kidding me? This is what the sister's talking about. Human.
See, Guru came into this. Guru came into this, you know, wanting to debate. He just came prepared to try to make his points and to try to win the debate. But this is not a full-on discussion, because I feel like he's just saying points that are not fully relevant and reacting to what's being said. He just knows that he's on a certain side and he wants to stay on that side. But, you know, the points are not relevant to the argument as the kids. What do you mean the kids? What are you talking about, the kids? Like, the kids are going to grow up in this technology and they're going to utilize it and be able to do whatever from it. Like, it's the innovation. It ain't the technology that's stopping you or preventing you from doing whatever. It's your innovation. It's going to be your innovation with the technology that's going to determine whether or not you can make it profitable. So you're not going to stop the technology. It's already here.
Expression.
Okay.
Go.
I hear
We go. Hold on. We gotta let Jane express, because I think we keep cutting her off if we talk about human expression.
I just wanted to bring that up.
All right.
I want you to
Talk,
understand.
bro.
Einstein.
Yo.
All right,
Hold
calm
on.
down.
We gotta let Jane.
Now you're done.
We gotta let Jane.
Let the woman speak.
I don't think we let her finish.
Making a point. This shit gonna go fast. We're not talking about us. We talking about a year from now.
All
No,
right.
we can talk about 4 months, 5 months from now. How about that?
All right. Come on.
Go ahead, James.
So going off of what Guru was saying about Einstein and all these things, I'm wondering, where did Suno get all of the information to pump out songs in 5 seconds?
Us.
So if it's us, what does that mean? Like, us meaning who? Because I was able to
The whole of music.
Yes, I was. Well, that's what the whole negotiation is right now, right? To get all the back catalog into.
Hold on.
Right?
First of all, hold on.
No, let's be clear.
No,
I need to overtalk.
No, she said the back count. I want to explain.
I need to overtalk. No. Stop. I'm not letting y'all do this.
Go ahead.
Let's get it real. This is good. I need to overtalk. They been did it. What they doing is they going to court to pay for it. They got sued already, and they had to show in court. Yes, I did take it from all of music. They going to pay for it. They already did it. Go ahead.
They
I'm
already
stop. Go ahead.
trained the AI model.
If y'all want, they already did it.
Go.
They going to pay for it.
You gonna run your high blood pressure up. Calm down, man. If you know they already did it, they did it. God dang.
I love y'all.
So here's the thing. I was able to rip a song from YouTube, convert it into an MP3. I was able to put it into Suno, and then create a song with the same voice, with the same likeness, slightly changed. Then I prompted it.
Just real quick. Like, I already showed y'all how to do that in my Michael Jackson video. If y'all, look it up. Like, look up the one that the AI Michael Jackson thing that I did. I think I did a talk on here. I explained what I did with that. And yeah, she's right that it can work, and I've showed y'all how to do that. You know what I'm saying? But so what? So what? So what? I can make a song sound like Chris Brown. A regular person can do that with their voice right now. A regular person can sound like Michael Jackson or Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey or Chris Brown or whoever right now. They can do that with their own voice. They don't need Sono to do that. Does that mean that they have a hit record after that? So fucking what? That somebody can mimic somebody. So fucking what? Yes, AI can mimic Chris Brown's voice, and that so fucking what? A regular human person can mimic Prince and Michael Jackson and Chris Brown and Beyonce and mimic them all day. Does that mean that they're gonna have a hit record after that? So it doesn't mean that AI is gonna have a hit record either. That's a corny ass comparison, because your whole first part of your instrumental life was trying to be freaking Bach as a little, Asian girl, living in America or wherever you was living at. Okay, you was sitting there reading the sheet music for a song that somebody else wrote 100 years ago. Right, you looked at every exact note that they wrote down, and then you tried to play it, and then you practiced it for 6 hours a day. And what are you mad because it took you 6 hours and it takes Suno 6 seconds? Is that what you're mad at?
To make it sound a little bit more different and original, with genre bending of country. Okay, now the voice is almost exactly the same. That's the persona. So if I can do that, if little old me, the indie mama, can do that on Suno, I've only worked on it for 3 hours. What does that mean? That's what I'm saying is so scary. Something about that has to change. There has to be some scrubbing, anti-scrubbing. There has to
Fingerprints.
No. No, there doesn't. None of that is relevant in what makes songs popular and what makes songs a hit song. Yes, you could genre bend. Look at the freaking whole K-pop movement. Those are regular human people that are copying off of black music, and then they made their own Korean version of black music. So who do they have to pay? Who are they not allowed to copy? Right? What are we talking about? Elvis Presley's whole career wouldn't exist if he wasn't able to copy off of certain black people and then make his music from that. His whole existence would be gone. These corny ass points. This is why music doesn't go anywhere, because y'all niggas don't think that much. Y'all niggas don't think that deeply about shit. Y'all are so immersed in the concept of making music and all of this shit that you don't really think about it that much. In a deep way. These are the same whack ass conversations that have been going on for years and years and years, and they haven't gotten nowhere, and they're not gonna go nowhere right now. All right, because if I was Suno, I'd be like, get off my dick. All right, yes, I can copy whoever the hell I want to copy, just like all the rest of y'all did. That's what I would be saying if I was Suno.
Fingerprint.
There has to be some type of IP protection,
You
watermark.
want to bring Ilman in here?
See that BDS tracking is the thing that used to be put in the music so that you couldn't play it without getting paid. See, this is all the money aspect. See, they acting like it's about creativity and intellectual property and artist integrity and authenticity. They acting like it's all about that, but it's not. It's all about money. It's all about what's the easiest and best way I can get paid off of this shit. I can create this fake genre of popular music that's saying what's the best music when we know popular music is not the best music that exists. All right. They're trying to base it off of that, and it's not really about what's good music and stuff like that. It's just about how can I not let this She's already saying it. They're not getting paid off the streaming. They're not getting paid off of this. You're not getting paid off of that. So it's like you're crying for this industry that doesn't even exist no more. You're crying and whining about keeping some sort of industry alive that doesn't even exist anymore. Right? This whole idea of you would go to a label and then get paid as an artist because you had good music, that shit don't exist no more. So what are you crying and whining over here?
Yeah.
Something needs to happen.
It's
And
fingerprint.
right
The
now,
fingerprint law. It's a fingerprint law.
It's open game right now. It's open game.
Hypocrites.
I can take anybody's record right now.
Hypocrites.
And I
Wait a minute, you took something from YouTube?
Yeah,
I mean, so
You did?
I did. Because I wanted to prove a point to myself. I wanted to prove a point.
Oh my God. Like this is the corny part of the conversation. I don't know, like I want to skip past it, but I can't because I don't know what's going to be said next. So it's like I don't want to miss anything. But it's like this is why I didn't fully watch it yesterday, because all of this random bullshit talk is not really elevating the conversation. It's not going anywhere. I spoke to Duke Booty, right? For y'all that don't know, Duke Booty is the person that did like 80% of The Message by Sugar Hill Gang. You know, the Sugar Hill Gang, Sugar Hill Gang, by Sugar Hill Records, which was Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five was credited with the song, but really it was a song that was created by Duke Booty, and the third verse was a verse from Melly Mel's another record that he had did, all right, on a different label, and then Sylvia Robinson, the owner of Sugar Hill Records, bought that record, and they used the lyrics for the end of The Message, all right. But all the production and stuff, and most of all the rest of the lyrics was written by Duke Booty. All right. Now Duke Booty was a studio musician for Sugar Hill Records that lived out here in New Jersey, where I live at, and he used to be a teacher at my high school when I was in high school. And he, you know, there's a lot of other things. He owned a house in Plainville. He was manager of DJ Cheese, who was the first international, you know, DJ mix champion from the DMC battles. He was the first champion, like, from there. Like, Duke Booty told me, as a studio musician, one of the things that they all used to do, and this is true of all studio musicians, but I'm just saying here, I'm confirming this story because I have it recorded of him saying this. But all studio musicians would tell you this at the time, that their main thing was being able to do cover songs of bands. Like, all studio musicians back then knew how to play other people's music. Like, that's how they learned how to play music, was by playing other people's music. Now, you wouldn't get taught it like from sheet music and stuff like that. They would get taught it by listening to it over and over and over and over again. And then they would just be able to play the exact parts that Prince was playing, or whatever big bands at the time, Parliament Funkadelic, whoever was playing hot music and stuff, Zap Band, whoever was playing hot music. They would just, studio musicians just knew how to copy people's music. And that's how every artist learns how to play music. So when a computer does it, this is a ridiculous argument. Like, oh, we got you because you trained off of us. Nigga, all of y'all trained off of other people. Like, that's, like, what are we talking about?
Point to myself, guys. And this is the thing. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
But that doesn't make your song popular. Tons of people have great music that has existed without AI for years and years and years, and it's great music that you'll never hear. That's not what makes music popular. It being good music or authentic or any of that stuff is not what makes it popular. It's because of media spins and being in a collective conscious, because of social media and stuff like that. That's what makes music popular. And that's the industry that y'all are trying to protect. But for regular fans of music, see, we're having this conversation with people that are only concerned with making money off of music. When in reality, the discussion should be about, should it exist and da-da-da-da, right? That's what they're saying, but it's really about, should I be able to get paid off of it? Because in all reality is, should we, the real question should be, should we only have to listen to music that we have to buy? Should we only be able to listen to music that is put out and sanctioned by certain organizations? Should we only be able to listen to music that's created by sanctioned artists? Or should we be able to listen to music from anybody that we want to listen to music from? If it's Joe Blow down the street, if it's your friend, if it's, a dope artist that no one's ever heard of, like, we should be able to listen to music from anybody, not just people that are sanctioned by popular music.
I did it. And I'm telling you right now, there's a responsibility that we need to understand. That if we want music to stay original and human and real and soulful, we cannot continue to condone this.
This is so ridiculous, man. Oh my God. Like y'all don't get it, man. The music that's popular is not soulful and authentic and creative in any of the shit that she just said. That's not the characteristics of popular music that's popular right now. All right. To me, a lot of the popular music is trash. It's not any of those things. I agree with some of those things being a part of music, and I agree, like, it doesn't always have to be that. Sometimes it can just be a vibe, right? But music don't have to be like it doesn't have to pass any of these qualifications that she said to be popular today. Any of these qualifications she said that the music's supposed to have, who's stopping the music of today from being like why, like, how is the music today not being held to those same standards? That's what I'm trying to say. Why is that, like, why is the popular music of today, why is the music that gets all the hits and the millions of views and all that other stuff and the money, evidently, all right, how come that's not held to the standards of being soulful and authentic and all that other shit that she just said?
That is what I'm saying. And we all have to, again, this comes back to you, Tim. It does, because I think that you understand.
Okay, I'm gonna say it again. People think that their big major point is that AI can copy people's music. That's not a big major point like you think it is. Like, that's not the all defining point that you think it is. Because every single one of you artists out here are copycats. And I'm gonna say it like that because so y'all could hear it and understand what I'm saying. All of you, every single one of you, copied off of somebody in order to create your own style. Every single one of you. And you might not admit it, and you might not tell anybody who you're trying to copy because you don't sound like a good rendition of it. But all of you copied somebody. Every single one of you. That's why I just brought up Duke Booty, because he admitted it. He was like, when I made the message, I was listening to Genius of Love by Tom Tom Club. I was listening to Brian Eno, My Life in the Bush of Ghosts, and I was listening to the Zap Band, More Bounce to the Ounce. That's how I made the message. That's what he told me himself when it was just me and him on the phone. All right, and I recorded the conversation because he knew it was recorded, blah, 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 and y'all could see it. And you could hear him say the same exact thing that I heard for the first time when he said it to me. All right. He was copying certain shit. And that's how he made the record that is a very iconic record in hip-hop history. And it's one of the most important records in the genre of hip-hop when it relates to consciousness and lyrics. And there being a genre that can thrive off of people telling real stories and stuff like that. That song made a lot of the rest of shit in hip-hop possible. But when he made it, he was copying off of other shit. And he was a studio musician, and he expressed all of that to me. Watch the Duke Booty interview. All right? Watch the Duke Booty interview. Right? All of these points that they bring up, like, they think it's the all-affecting point of, oh, AI is so what? It's copying. AI is copying off of different artists. So fucking what? All of y'all do that.
That you are the face. That you know, and if you really want this to be used as a tool, it needs to be done respectfully to the artists, to the producers, to the songwriters, to everybody that is putting in the work to create art.
All right. So, again, what this is about is just people that are involved in the music business trying to get paid off of it. Right? That's all this is really about. This whole argument right here. It's just people in the music business trying to get. It's the same reason why when such and such, when Public Enemy or De La Soul or anybody sampled somebody's shit without permission and stuff like that, sampled some tiny little portion of a whack ass record that nobody heard, or it might have been a popular record, who knows, right? But a lot of times it might have been some obscure ass record that artist wasn't making no money off of, right? And then when hip hop came out and they sampled that music, then they sued them and then they got the money for it. So it's just one of those, that's what they're doing with the AI now. They're trying to get post-credit sampling credits and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's the same thing, because first of all, like if you play something originally and stuff like that, you know, it's you know, you get a reference for it. Like you're like, oh, he used my melody to, and they can still sue you and stuff like that. So even if you do play it like originally, you can still get sued for that if it sounds exactly like the same way somebody else did it. Now, when somebody alters the beat, though, it doesn't get that. So the same shit with sampling and all that stuff should apply to the AI. If you use the exact chord progression or whatever like that some other track used as a da-da-da, and they can prove that it was their melody and all that other good shit, then let that be, right? They can get sued for that. But the fact that you trained something and then made it do something different, no, then that's something different. That's because all of y'all trained off the same shit. Like Suno is trained the same, like just like you did off of other people's shit too.
Art. It cannot get in the way of us creating more music. What if Suno was around, Tim, when you were just starting out? Think about that. You would not be who you are.
Yes, I would.
You know?
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
See, that's what she don't get. That's what she don't get. He would have just used the technology and then used that to make money. See, that's what this dude Rocky. That's what Timbaland. That's what I'm saying. The technology's not going anywhere. Just embrace it, utilize it, and make better shit with it. End of the conversation. That's the whole conversation about AI. All right. Other than that, other than the fact that the point that I would add is stop being bullied into thinking that you can only listen to popular music that other people accept. Stop being bullied into thinking that you can only listen to music from pre-sanctioned, authorized producers of it. You can listen to music from anybody that you want to listen to music from. It could be some unknown artist that's never going to be popular. It could be from Joe Blow down the street, or it could be an AI artist song that you just hear on the internet and then you like it. You can listen to music from anywhere. You don't have to listen to these people and say, oh, no. You can only get music from popular music artists that are sanctioned and that have social media followings and all that other shit. That's the only music you can listen to. That's what they're trying to tell you. Or else we're going to sue you. Whatever. No. You can listen to music from wherever you want to listen to music from. That's what I'm saying also.
Somebody else.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. God, that. No. I never use them.
Because it's easy.
No, Jay, I disagree. I would.
Because it's hard, and that's the only way to do it. Because you have to go into your brain to do it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, other people right now, 17, 18-year-old kids, are not going to go to that place. And there will not.
But why are they going to be able to sell their music though?
I agree to that.
But what is that? How does that mean that they're going to be able to sell their music though? There's artists right now, again, that are doing it the way that she's saying without AI and all that stuff. And they've worked X amount of hours in the studio and and they put their 20,000 hours in and all that. That doesn't mean they're going to sell any music and make any money from it. And likewise, there's people right now in the music business or whatever that don't have those skills that are making money from it. But they're doing it without AI. You know what I'm saying? So like all of this whack ass conversation, really, this conversation is really whack if you really think about it at the end of the day. Because again, the technology is already here and it's not going to go anywhere. Let's just look at the history of technology. What technology has been put out, but then it was taken back off the market? Like, unless it was too good, like, you know, like water powered cars or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that might be some technology that was taken off the market. But other than that, technology just progresses. It doesn't, oh, I'm sorry we put that out. I'm sorry, we're not gonna do that no more. You know what I'm saying? That's what this conversation is really about. Because, and again, on their level, see, they're stringing you down. They're trying to tell you that the argument is about whether we should have AI and all this other shit. No. What they're arguing is, I want to ensure my way of being able to make money from music, and I think that this is a threat to me, so I'm going to complain about it. Whereas, where are all the graphic artists that were complaining about Canva? You know what I'm saying? Where are all the graphic artists that was whining and crying about AI making flyers and shit for people instead of going to a graphic artist? Like, where are all the, you know, there might be some directors, maybe Oliver Stone and some of those type of people that was complaining about CGI movies and they didn't like my Marvel movies, it was all CGI, shit like that, blah, 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 whatever. Where's all the people that was saying, no, we don't want CGI in movies. We want it to just be all practical effects. Yeah, you can still prefer practical effects and people still make movies with practical effects. People still make movies using puppets and shit like that. Right? Instead of animated characters. There's room for all of it. There's room for all of it. Now, you don't go to the movie theaters and stuff like you used to. Like, that whole element is messed up, but that's what people's money. That's that all we talking about is people. We're not talking about creativity. We're talking about people's money. You know, and their ability to make money from it.
Thank you.
We are diluting music. We are cheapening music. I know you don't agree with me with this, and that's why we need to figure out regulation.
Music is already cheap and whack. Are you out of your mind? Like, I'm leaning into the mic. She's getting me upset. Music is already cheap and whack. What are we talking about? Like, AI is not going to make music any more cheaper or whacker than it already is. It's only lately gotten a little bit better, you know, because of Kendrick Lamar and Drake and, you know, like their little beef and, you know, Coast Contra and people that I bring up like that. Like, I'm not a big, J. Cole person or anything like that or whatever. I don't feel like he's been saving the music or whatever like that. But those things have made music become a little bit better. All right, like the modern day music. But it's been whack for a long time to me. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's been whack. It's like, oh, we got to sue somebody because music is getting whack. Sue these whack ass artists, man.
So what do you suggest?
I'm not a lawyer,
She ain't got no
but I
suggestions.
know that
She wants to sue somebody.
My music is going to be used.
She wants
I
to sue
better
somebody.
know that it's being used.
True.
To train the model.
And get
better
compensated
understand that
for
I'm
it.
going to be compensated for it.
I
And I
want
have to
artists to
agree
get
with
paid. Fuck that broke artist shit.
I'm about to get off of this
Fuck the
conversation.
broke
This
artists.
is like,
You need to get compensated for it.
Yeah, we all agree with that.
Yeah, we agree with that. I agree with that.
So everybody
1000%.
that's using it right now, I know you're prompting it with words, but Tim, most people are prompting it with uploads.
Which is, if it is copyrighted music, it is against the terms and all that.
It is.
But it's not regulated.
And it will, and it,
I'm
About
able
that.
to do
They're not
it.
even caring about
and there are publishers that do take these things down.
But how would they take it down? Zade, how?
Requests.
If I'm ripping it off.
People. Here's the thing. What we're really saying is like.
I'm gonna let
what
this
we're
go.
really saying is that.
I'm gonna let this go for another couple of minutes and see if they get to any good major points, and if not, then we're gonna tune it because like this is a circular conversation. It's not going anywhere. It's based on what I already just explained to you, right? If they're not talking about those things, then Now I saw one comment with somebody because this is what brought me to this conversation because I saw a post on Twitter. Like I said, I had started to watch the thing yesterday, right? But they were talking too long about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I don't listen to a lot of these podcasts and stuff. So, and I was doing other things. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't listen to it. But somebody put up a post when somebody was calling AI music demonic. Oh, so that's what made me come over to here to try to listen to the conversation and see what they finally start talking about AI. But this is going nowhere. Like, it's all a conversation about how do we get paid from it. All these people that each one of these individuals on the screen, if they ever made music or whatever, anybody that they're copying in their head or they're trying to be like and stuff like that, stuff that they're trying to copy is stuff that we might not never know, because they won't be honest like Duke Booty was and say who they was copying after, right? But because most artists are like that, they're not going to tell you who they was copying. They're just going to keep that as a secret to themselves and not let you know who they were trying to sound like. Because a lot of times, if you listen to who they were trying to be like, you'll be like, oh, I get why you did that. You was trying to do that. So a lot of them keep it for a secret because of that reason, right? They keep it as a secret for that reason. They say, oh, here, check out this original song that I just did. Isn't it the greatest thing you've ever heard in your life? Right? That's how they present their music. Meanwhile, in their head, when they was creating a track, they was just trying their best to make it sound like something that they like. That's at least how 50% of the music is made. All right. The other 50%, you can say, oh, they just had this original idea. But even those original ideas are influenced by stuff that they like. That's where they got those original ideas, from the stuff that they like. And then they just come up with something. And then they might not know exactly where they got it from. But if you listen to the catalog of music that they listen to and then listen to what they just created, you'll be like, oh, well, it sounds like this. It sounds like that. And they might not have did it consciously. But again, just to back up what I'm saying with that point, go listen to the Duke Booty interview that I did. And he brings up all of that as well. All right. So the stuff that I'm saying is not uncorroborated. All right.
There's not a effective way to manage it, given that there's new superpowers out here, right? We have all these things in different places. Like, okay, why is it
regulated? You guys can't make it public. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's bullshit. Stop it. Because it is regulated. Because look, if you just try to go and upload a Michael Jackson song to Twitter, it won't publish. It'll get flagged as copyrighted. So stop it. There are regulations. There are, like, if you try to upload that to Suno, like just like somebody's thing straight off of YouTube, it won't go through. You have to do shit to it in order to, like, for instance, like when I tried to upload, they say, I don't know, it wasn't even Michael Jackson. It was this dude that sounded like Michael Jackson, but it still came up as copyrighted. You know, the Teddy Riley video. Look at the video that I did about it. I showed you how I did it. But that video wouldn't upload at first, right? Until I got a different rendition of it, right? Changed the tones a little bit, and then broken into stems, right? Like just the vocals, and then they could tell that it wasn't Michael Jackson's voice, and then it get flagged. But even if you try to type in those exact lyrics of Michael Jackson's song, it'll come up as a copyrighted song. Like if you try to just take the lyrics for a song and then from a copyrighted song and then put that in the Suno, that'll come up as a copyrighted song. So what she's saying is not true. There are already regulations.
If you guys can't,
but there's no putting that toothpaste back in the tube. That's what I'm saying. It's a global community of people who are working on AI at any given time. Like if we stop here, they keep going. It's not necessary. It's not that fair to say that, right? It's just not realistic. You see what I'm saying? But it's like Shazam can currently tell you whose song is playing where, but that component doesn't talk to, you know, when you go to the club and the DJ's playing Timbaland's music, Timbaland never gets that check. All I'm saying is like these new tools, we can't shy away from them because in there somewhere might be the new solution. Like maybe we need to say, hey, we need a Shazam-like tool that I can upload my voice to and it'll tell me or something like that. And there's a payout system that's already in there. These things can.
Wrong, that's whack. Because some people's voices sound alike. So say somebody's voice just naturally sounds like a Michael Jackson type voice when they sing. I'm just saying his voice because he has a distinctive voice, right? Does that mean that they can't sing now because their voice sounds like Michael Jackson? Shut the fuck up. No. Like people gotta stop. Like let's just, and damn, that's a fucked up picture of Timbaland. That's a fucked up picture of Timbaland. But people trying to monetize every bit of intellectual property that they can. And it's like, chill the fuck out, man. Y'all are just trying to monetize every aspect of life when it's like, all of y'all niggas copy too. Like every single person on the screen copies, like down to the fact of you speak English, a language that was taught to you. The thoughts are not any more original than the language that is coming out of your mouth. Right? That's how original your thoughts are. It's as original as the language that's coming out of your mouth. So whoever created that language and the tools that was used to create that language is help creating your thoughts. Your brain is limited in thinking a lot of the times by the words that you know how to use, by the extensiveness of your vocabulary. That gives you the ability to think more extensively. When you have different words that can convey different meanings and therefore create a different space of knowledge in a different pocket of learning in your mind that inhabits that space of that definition. But when your vocabulary is limited, your thinking is limited. That's one way to think about it. When your understanding of languages is limited, then your understanding of being able to think in certain ways is limited too. That's why I always say that people that think that they can speak multiple languages have a different brain capacity than a person that can't. And it's not, doesn't make them a better person, doesn't make them able to make more money or anything. It just allows their brain to be able to think in different ways that a person that can't think in different languages can't. All right? It's up to you to be able to monetize that shit afterwards. And it's not for you to be trying to sue the creators of English or your teachers or whoever that you copied after. Or vice versa. It's not for them to be trying to sue you. Like the creators of English can't sue you for saying what you're saying right now. Just like your teachers can't sue you for saying all the shit that you're saying right now. They can be like, well, they learned this shit from me though. All this shit that she's spitting and all this stuff that she's talking right now, she learned from that from me in the 4th grade when I was teaching her this whole lesson for a year. That's why she thinks like she does. She need to pay me. Like, what if all of these artist teachers could come back and sue them because they were the ones that taught them how to play instruments after they get big? Well, you learned that shit from me though. Like you learned Bachword, but the technique right here that she uses right now, that's from me. Come on, man. Y'all sound crazy.
Happen, but like it won't happen if we never signed up to the program and we never got on this live and we never, tried this new thing. Like there is new things out here and we have to do something about it. That's all I've been saying all night.
And I agree with you, Zayd. And I'm saying you guys have the power to be our voice. That is what I'm saying.
Well, that's why we on this live.
That's exactly why we're here.
Why you think we here? Why you think because everybody got mad at me?
Let the sister build, but what y'all talking about is pennies. The real money that's going into AI is going into spying, killing, gambling.
Hold on. Okay, Guru.
But you keep.
I know where you about to go. Hold on. Let Ilma speak, because I know where you about to go. I know where you about to go.
I know. I saw the podcast too. I saw the same podcast.
Stop.
I seen it.
Cut the nigga's mic at this point, bro.
You're right. Let Ilma speak.
I got love for Guru, but chill, my nigga.
So for the people.
Shout out Brick City and all of that.
This is my brother Ilman, one of the greatest minds inside of music. Ilman is one of those people that I respect to the utmost degree in terms of selling sounds, in terms of platinum plaques that you can go from anybody to Drake to J. Cole to whoever.
Right.
Ilman is one of them dudes. This is my guy. And again, this is me building with my brother. I don't know what he's about to come on here and say, but it's somebody I respect and somebody I love, and we want to make sure that he gets his opinion here, and I want to make sure that the young lady still finishes her point. So Ilman, go.
What's up, guys? Yeah, you know, to me, I'm always going to be on the side of the creators. I think that there should be some law applied to be able to track where the IP is coming from and all that stuff, which could be extremely complicated.
Right.
From a technological
Going
standpoint.
back to the same points again.
If there's anyone out there that's built that kind of technology, but obviously that'd be amazing.
Well, we're here again, just artists trying to get paid. You know what I'm saying? And trying to use any little loophole they can to get paid and shit. Like, if that's where this conversation is going, I'm about to be out. Let me see where he's at.
So that's the first thing. But then the second thing got me thinking earlier in this chat when Tim brought up the fact that back in the day, everyone was copying his drum patterns, right? I remember being an upcoming producer, and my favorite producer was Jay Dilla. And I remember studying him from Fantastic Volume 2 to...
Is he going to make the point that I've been making all night? That all these artists copy other people? So they need to calm the fuck down? All right, come on. Let's see if he gets there. Let's see if he gets there.
All the early beat tapes and everything in between. And all my early beats, I literally just like copied them to the T. Even to the point of stealing his drums and his snares. We've all done it, you know. We steal each other's drums and all that stuff, or sample each other's drums. So the reason why I'm not threatened by AI personally as a creator is because I know I make better beats than Suno. But what I did back in the day is no different than what the computer's doing.
Boom, he got there. You see that? You see the point that I've been making this whole time? You see one of the points that I've been making this whole time? He just said it right there. The AI is not doing anything different than all of y'all niggas been doing the whole time. Stop crying.
It's just the computer doing it. We're all still consuming music and creating music based on what we listen to, what we love, and what we're influenced by, and that's called influence. So how do you differentiate a human being being influenced by music and then creating new music versus a computer with ones and zeros doing it?
With the way,
boom, see? Like, that's the end of that whole section of that conversation. So really right now, you know, they've finally gotten to the point that I've been bringing up the whole time, which I brought up before this conversation was had. All right, so they finally got to that point. So all that other part of the conversation should be over right now. We should be talking about something different. Let's talk about like how AI could be used to revitalize a person's catalog. Let's talk about all that shit. But I doubt we're ever gonna get there.
The way that you differentiate that is because of the fact that you may sit down and you may be influenced by something, but you also have conversation. You also have an influence that is like, this is what I'm trying to create for this artist. You may sit down and again, let me give you an example. Tim may come into a Jay-Z album and get everything that we've done and be like, y'all don't have this, so let me give you this. That's the difference. The difference is that human experience is going to go, yo, Tim being in the room with a Jay-Z makes you say, what you got so far? Okay.
This is all irrelevant shit, man. I want to kind of skip past this because this is not, we're going backwards now.
Let me listen. Nobody could give us dirt but Tim. That's what I mean. Example, and I'm using you as an example because you might not.
I'm agreeing with you, and I'm 100% agreeing.
I can't,
with you.
bro.
That's.
You think anybody else could have made your Drake records but you?
Definitely not. But that's why I'm not afraid of AI, because I know what I can do as a human being. So then it comes to the question. It begs the question: Are people afraid of AI because they feel threatened that they're not good enough to make good enough music? Or is it, oh, you're just AI, you can't make music as good as me, but I can use you as a tool to make better music?
I'm not threatened by AI, and I understand the tool.
That's just a question that I think creators need to ask themselves. Mm-hmm. That's all.
Yeah. I'm just saying that if I call Illmind, I'm calling you for a certain thing. I'm calling you for a certain sound. I'm calling you
Which
for
you've
your
done many
experience.
times, and I appreciate you, Goo.
Yeah, nah. But it's not just like, yo, let me call you for this one moment. I'm saying that your whole life experience,
That's fine.
that you coming up as someone who represents the Asian community, someone who also comes into what you're
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
that's
We
what
got
I'm
that.
saying.
I ain't gonna lie. Because there's, I gotta say, hey, hold on.
If the computer can't replicate it,
I
then
gotta say this.
what's the-
Because I gotta say this, and they right. They said, Root, I did say something that was crazy one time. I said the AI has a soul or something like that. But what I actually was saying, is that what I really meant. I think I just got excited because I figured out some key things that made me feel like I was pairing with this tool. You understand? So what it really was, I was learning how to prompt to get my rhythms, and then I know I did this interview. I was like, oh, it has more soul and something, but it was just the wrong terminology. What I really wanted to say was, I've learned how to pair it to what I'm doing, to make it feel good. That's what it was. I just wanted to get that out there. Because
Yeah, I mean, you still need a human to make it. You could make something great in Suno, but you can't make something legendary without a human. I don't believe
True.
that.
Now,
Like, you can't make anything in Suno without a human involvement. Like, even if you tell ChatGPT to create you prompts to do X, Y, and Z, you still need that impetus for it to do it. Even if you tell it, I want you to become an artist and then come out with songs every once in a while, that you still gotta. It's like a hammer doesn't hammer a nail by itself. You always need a person to make the hammer do something, even if it's connected to a robot. Because then you gotta have somebody tell the robot what to do. Right? So don't be limited in thinking that, oh, only certain types of music is gonna be able to come out, or music is no, music is infinite. Music is infinite. Music is just like, it's not, oh, well, now they did that one good song, now I can't do another good song after this. Like, what are you talking about? Like, music is infinite. You can hear infinite. Like, there's so much music that you will never hear it all. There's so much of music that exists right now. There's music being created right now as we speak, in thousands of computers and studios and little villages somewhere in a hut somewhere that we have no idea of it, and we'll never hear it. So this is just more music being created. Stop crying.
without a human.
Not without a human. You
My
cannot.
ears,
Same thing
my
I'm
ears,
saying.
according to my ears, and being a user of all these AI platforms and being someone who's trained his own AI with my own data, by the way, AI is great. It sounds amazing, but you can't. And to your point, Guru, it's only going to get better. Like, we are going to reach a point of where you press a button and it's like, holy shit, this is actually like really good.
Mhm.
But then what happens when people consume that really good song and then want to go see a show? Now we have another hurdle to get over. Holographic shows, that.
Yeah, see, this is okay. This is an okay lane to travel down in this conversation, I would say, because I've brought that up too. Because yeah, you could have holographic shows and stuff like that. I've brought up the artists, like when you look. Hey, I'm about to debut it. I don't know when, but I have on here for free right now the lessons of how to create your own internet radio station, 24-hour streaming internet radio station, right? And one of the examples that I'll keep bringing up is the group Gorillaz. Now, Gorillaz, like 20 years ago or whatever, they came out as like this, like an animated group. Like you didn't see the people that were singing the music. You saw animated characters, and even when they would do it like at their live shows and stuff like that, there would be a big screen and you would see that on there, and you would have, animated characters lip syncing the track, and that's accepted, and that was fine. So yes, you're gonna have holographic artists and stuff like that in the future, and there's not gonna be anything wrong with it, because it'll just be like going to a movie. All right, if you go to a movie, do you think the person's singing that live on the thing, or do you think it's a produced track that has enhancements and all sorts of little additions on it that's making it sound better than it would if the person was just singing it live, right? So it'd be just like going to a movie or something. But outside of that, every bit of music that people hear and consume, you see how I say consumers, and they think the only way that you consume music is if you buy it from them. Like that's what they think. Like they think like the only way that people should be allowed to consume music is if they pay somebody to have it done, or they pay for it to be somewhere, or somebody has to pay for it in order to see it. And I feel you, everybody wants to get paid for their craft and stuff like that, but that ain't got nothing to do with the tool though, right? Before, whatever kind of, yard working instrument that you can find, people used to do it by hand. So did they get out of the farming business because a machine started doing that? They still figured out a way to use that farming equipment and then still make crops and stuff. So maybe instead of artists relying so much on the technology to be the basis of their music, maybe they should rely on the concepts of it. Right? Maybe if they push the consumers towards consuming concepts, all right, that they were key at making, then it was just like a vibe and a sound. See that, the only people that need to be worried are the people that just exist straight off the vibe and the sound, because your vibe and your sound can be copied. And that's what they all do to each other anyway. They do that without AI. They just copy each other's vibe and sound, and everybody sounds the same. All right. So come on.
That's kind of where it stops, right? And so that's why.
That ain't where it stops. That ain't.
Well,
Ilma. I'm interrupting.
They already got that. They already got that going right now.
No. Stop. I swear to God, I'm not interrupting people just to interrupt people, and I swear I'm talking over too much. But you, specifically, my whole Asian community, you know what I'm saying? Where I've done shows in Thailand, I've done shows in China, I've done shows in Japan, and we know that anime is a big thing, right? So yes, AI has been used to create certain shows. So I've gone to shows of artists that don't exist in Thailand, and it's all based off of like video games that we played, and the artists don't exist. It's just a character. It's just like. And we make a show.
I think people are gonna get tired of it though. It's not gonna.
No, they're not. It's entertainment. It's entertainment.
You're trying to tell me that
stop monopolizing.
The $1 billion industry that exists.
I think
but it's not about the fake artists with that.
That's the point. That's the point.
No, it's about they have a community. They have a community amongst that.
It's like yin and yang. You're gonna have the top 10 Billboard in the year 2058. The top 5 songs are going to be fake AI people, and then the other 5 are going to be human beings.
I don't want no fake songs in the top 10.
They're not fake songs. They're not fake songs. And top 10s, and fuck y'all top 10s and your popular list. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. And they trying to beat you in the head and make you give a fuck about it so that they can sell music. Fuck that shit. Fuck the popular songs. All of them. I don't give a fuck what it is. It doesn't matter what those popular songs are. Like whatever music you want to like. You don't have to like what the hell everybody else likes. You can like any genre of music from any time period, from any... That could be your top 10, your top 20 that you go through your 8 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years. You can go through your whole life liking the same top 10 if you want to. That ain't got it. Like, none of these people out here get to monopolize what you believe is good music. And that's what they've been doing, and that's what they've been brainwashing us to believe all these years. That we can only like the shit that they say is popular. Fuck their music. All of them. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to listen to none of that shit that they say is popular. I know I don't, and I know most people don't. Like, yes, there's a collective of people that say this is good music and this is the top music in this genre for this time period. But that's never the majority of people on the planet. That's the majority in such and such little gatekeeper group. All right, that's saying that this is the popular music. But that's never the majority of people that listen to music. It never was. So stop thinking that like these people can tell you what to believe. Like they be bullying y'all into that shit, and y'all be believing that shit. But y'all gotta get out of that.
Listen, this is me being an optimist. People are gonna get tired of holographic AI artists, and they're gonna go back to real human beings again, and it's gonna go in a cycle.
I wish that worked, but that doesn't really happen so far. You know, I don't know. Like we keep saying that everything is going in a cycle, but this shit ain't never came back to real lyrics yet. So, you know, that ain't never fully came back around. Like that's what we hoped for. We kept hoping that conscious lyrics would come back and shit, but that shit never really, you know. There's little pockets here and there, but it hasn't come back yet.
I can't agree
Wishful
with
thinking.
About that. A lot of money being made. This is about me saying fuck the money. This is about the principle. So yes, there's fake artists that I've seen. I've been to shows with fake artists.
And they be packed.
But at that point, it's not about the artist. Like people can believe in it for a different reason. Whether it's a story,
Whether
it's
all
the
about
community,
the story.
like they go and see their people there too. Like
you know what I'm saying?
Things.
That's the thing. Like,
see, that's what I was saying. I keep getting back to, and this is an important thing: the scene. That's the community. All right. So, you know, some of the biggest scenes right now, people say it's these fan shows. That's not a scene though, because that's not nothing that you do on a regular basis. That's not like going to a show here and there. That's not it. That's not the scene. That's not the scene. Going to one show here and there. It's being involved in the community on a day-to-day basis every week. Unless you're going to that show every week, that's not a scene. That's an event. Right? You're going to different events. But the day-to-day, like when you're on Twitter with the other, interacting with the other fans, that's the scope of your community. Other people might have communities where they go to different craft shows and different, you know, shows and stuff like that all over the country and stuff like that. They go to all the different shows. That becomes a community. All right? Like when you go to those different little day-long events and stuff like that. That becomes a community. When you are, you know, one of those Disney family people that go to Walt Disney World and you're involved in that community, that's more of a ongoing process. It's not a once every month or once every couple of months, once a year thing. You know what I mean? And then you get on Twitter all the rest of the time. That's the way the communities are now, but that's not fully like a scene. A scene is something different.
You gotta understand, it's a lot of human work behind, and Guru, you're right, it's packed, but then it's like a beat, it's a, what's a beat? It's a blog.
What are you talking
about these artists that are virtual reality. They have a story behind them, like a
There's
blog.
a bunch of them.
It's a lot of people write this narrative.
All the manga artists have actual like Instagram posts and shit.
Yes, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just don't think that shit's gonna take over. That's just my
It ain't about taking over.
It's not taking over. It's just another business.
Y'all bullshitting. Y'all bullshitting. Y'all trying to defend
No.
AI, and I'm telling you that you, as Illmind, there's nobody that can do what you do. I'm trying to defend you.
Nobody cares, man. Nobody cares. Like, I mean, well, some people do care. I'm not, you know, I can't say nobody cares. Lots of people do care. Guru cares. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care. Okay? I don't care about none of these artists. Like, listen, that's great. And my days of caring about these artists is over. All right? In a sense of, yo, I have to ensure that you have a livelihood from me buying and consuming your product. Because you don't really care about me as a consumer. You're not telling me the stuff that I need to hear. You're telling me the stuff that you want me to hear. You're not telling me about the stuff that's on my mind. You're not, you know, encapsulating them stories. You're telling me about your own personal bullshit. And that part of the artistry and all that stuff, I don't give a fuck about none of them niggas like that. You're saying, like, I don't give a fuck about your life like that, to where I gotta buy your shit. You don't give a fuck about my life to where you gotta buy any of my shit. Why the fuck I gotta feel obligated to buy your shit about your life? You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna bully me into thinking that I gotta care about your life. where you're doing some other shit that I can't relate to. Oh, relates to these people and that's people. All right, well, talk to them niggas then, because I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. All right.
There's nobody can do what you do. So if you try to tell me that I'm supposed to allow 10 people to say that they are the new Illmind, I have a problem with that. I'm sorry if I just feel that way. I feel like your human emotion is bigger because I know you as a human being. Me and you,
Look,
the
dude, I
audience
agree
don't
with
know.
you.
We're getting off topic.
Me and you have built together so many times, and we've been at parties, even apart.
I am optimistic about the future. I don't think it's replacing. I don't think it's going to replace anything to the point where it completely dismantles the human experience.
I didn't say
that's all
that.
I'm saying.
I didn't say
that's well, that's just my opinion about it. I personally am just not threatened by AI, and that's my whole point. I'm not threatened by it. I don't think it's replacing us.
Bro,
I could be wrong. I don't think.
All right, you know what? I've had enough up till now. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to end it there. I'm not threatened by AI. None of y'all should be threatened by it either. Right? We're gonna end on that note because other than that, I can see this conversation just going around in circles. This is not really, you know. They may touch on some other things, and I might have to come back and rewatch some stuff. Let me know in the comments. Like, if you watched any of this stuff, if you watched the whole thing, let me know if they talk about anything relevant to what I've been saying. But going back and forth on whether AI is still in music and all that, it's all the stuff that we just went over. All right? These artists are just trying to map out their place for being able to make money off of music. And we don't have to always consume music from people that are sanctioned by whatever platform that they're on that legitimizes their ability to tell you something in a song form. I can listen to anybody I want to that puts something in a song form, whether they're just a poet that put together a dope AI track because they don't sing and they don't produce music, but they're a good ass poet and they say some shit that I want to hear. I can listen to that. All right. Other than that, we're just going to be going around and around in circles, you know, complaining about bullshit that's not going to have any effect on the fact that technology is not going to revert itself and stop being created. All right. And I'm not sitting here arguing for these artists' ability to get paid off of everything that they've done in their life and just because they think somebody else copied off of them when they did the same exact thing to make all the stuff that they just telling you that they want you to pay for. All right, so that's where we at with it. Y'all can disagree or agree. Let me know what you think in the comments. That's what this is, man. This whole discussion of AI in music is not over yet. It's just getting a little bit more activated, and more people are tuning into the conversation. But at the end of the day, if you artists out there that are never going to make popular music want to have a platform where you can curate your own sounds and constantly reinvent them, then come on over to Shadesradio. I'll explain to you how you can do it yourself. All right? Because they don't have to hide these tools from you, and there's a learning curve with it and stuff like that, and people are not, you know, acclimated to text prompting and stuff like that to get what they need. But there are people that can help you. I can help you. Leave me a comment if you want to learn more. I can give you access to the lessons, which are free right now, of how to start your own 24/7 internet radio streaming software, and we can just take it from there. All right. Other than that, these circular conversations are going to be very boring to me, you know, otherwise, but we'll check in time to time to see if they're making any valuable points. All right. So once again, I've been your man Kurt, and I see this is Shades Radio right here for you. 24/7 internet radio, streaming, YouTube, and the rest of the world right here for you. Okay? Y'all be safe until the next time. All right? Peace.